latte. Thank you, Christy.
Let's take it slow. Where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me. Let's take it slow. Ask me how we got here, 'cause you don't know how. You say we're taking on water, yeah, we're sinking now. You're looking all concerned, like we're gonna drown. But we both know how to swim, no worries, let's flow for now. Let's take it slow. Where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me. Let's take it slow. I drag you out your mind. And there are days I hate you, but baby, you're still mine. And then we have the best times, no matter what we do. And even when we don't, there's nobody I'd rather choose. Let's take it slow. Where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Slow, where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me.
Pearls were bound together through the storm and darkest weather. We search high, we search low, together everywhere we go. Justin's here and he's going live with the best fans by my side. We're a family, we hold strong, together we can right the wrong. We clutch them pearls, we shine like stars, searching wide, spreading love afar. Every stream, every heartfelt plea, we are one in this community. Daily grind, but we're not stopping. Pearls around the world just popping. With each view and every share, we send hope and show we care. We clutch them pearls, we shine like stars, searching wide. spreading love afar. Every stream, every heartfelt plea, we are one in this community. Daily grind, but we're not stopping. Pearls around the world just popping. With each view and every share, we send hope and show we care. We clutch them pearls, we shine like stars, searching wide, spreading love afar. Every stream, every heartfelt plea, we are one in this community. In the night or in the day, girls will light and lead the way. Just as hard and your support, together we will hold the fort. Daily grind, but we're not stopping. Pearls around the world just popping. With each view and every share, we send hope and show we care.
Well, hello. Hello, everyone. Good to see you all. Thank you all so much for joining me. I really do appreciate each and every one of you, my beautiful, beautiful pearls. Today is January 19th, 2025. It is currently 7:34 p.m. on a very cold east part of the United States. Hello, everyone. Good to see you all. Really do appreciate you all joining me. Yes, good to see you guys. Good to see you guys. It is so stinking cold, man. Um, and it's about to get colder. I think our high tomorrow is 5. 5. Oh my God. That's insane. -10 there. Yeah, it's coming this way. It's coming this way. I don't like it. Last winter, it was not a bad winter at all. Like, it wasn't winter. And this year, here we are. Here we are. Yes. Yes, we do. My heart belongs in the sun. Thank you so much, Sam. Thank you guys. Y'all are very sweet. Yeah, guidance. Please keep it to yourself, Miss Florida. You little Floridians. Floridians. We got snow last night and this morning more. You're going to get snow on the beach. Love it. Not me. Not me. No, Joe, I'm almost in, I'm literally almost in Virginia. We got snow here a few years ago in California. Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? It's crazy. So, okay, let me do these really quick. Fluffy coming in clutch. How you doing? Love you and Remy Pearl. We love you too, Fluffy. Love you too. And I want to say happy birthday to Honest today. 48 today. Blessed to be alive. Amen. Amen. Happy birthday, my dear. Really do appreciate you. I'm too honest for this. Hope your day is amazing. I really do hope so. Thank you, my dear. Christy Clark, 7 months. Justice for Sebastian. Amen. Amen. Come on, girl. Thank you so much for your support, Christy. I really do appreciate 7 solid months of support. That means a lot, truly. Thank you so very much. I can't do it without you, my friend. Thank you. And Lady for Justice, thank you so much for your super sticker, my dear. Hope you are well. Thank you, my dear. And hey, Jude, there's the Remy snack. Thank you, my dear. Good to see you. Hope you're well. Thank you so very much. Um, I will certainly sing. Y'all make sure you guys remind me at the end to sing, for I'm too honest for this. Um, I don't really have a lot, honestly, for this live, to be quite honest with you. It's probably gonna be a busy week after today because, a few things. We've got, um, Laura Lodge coming up. And oh, I need to ask Loli something here in a second. Uh, and so that's going to be all on its own. You know what I mean? And then we have, I think at the end of this week, we should have Nancy Grace. Uh, we got, so that, I don't know when she'll air it. It's usually not too long after they record. It's usually like a day or so out or something like that. So it's not a lot. Um, I did email TBI to ask them something. Um, I'm not going to say what it is at the moment, but I did email them. I got an automated response back saying they're out because I guess of election day coming up, and or not election day. Is it hold on, Martin Luther King Day? I think it is coming up. Some holiday, but they'll be back in, I think, Tuesday. It's kind of been a burning question of mine. And I don't think okay, Martin Luther King Day, they got the inauguration coming up, um, and all that. But I mean like in, true crime, all that stuff. Um Lowly, someone said she had something in her live last night. I don't know what it is. Loli, can you tell us what's going on? What was you talking about in your live yesterday? I did not get to watch it. I just heard at I think 3 o'clock this morning. Um so I asked her, I don't know if she's still in here or not. And if there's anything in this case that you guys, want me to cover, look back into, email me. Okay, you'll text to me. Thank you. Thank you, my dear. Um, let me know. Because I don't know what else to talk about in this. Uh, tomorrow I'll probably find something, dig again. Uh, but today I don't know what. I'm just blocked today, to be quite honest with you. Have you heard about the unalived threat of Hong? I have not. That's terrible. Nobody, people get, what is wrong with people? What is wrong with people? Hey Rach, good to see you. I'm sorry you have a migraine, honey. I understand about the lights, yeah, screen thing. Yeah, for sure. Okay, Lily, just text me 1 second here. Um, oops. Oh, sorry, that was Heidi. Sorry. Um, 1 second. What's going on here? But I haven't checked my email. So I've been running behind today, to be honest with you. So I probably have you heard about Faith seeing something? What do you mean? What do you mean? I don't understand what you mean seeing something. Oh, that's sweet, Heidi. That's sweet. Um, that's awesome. Okay. Uh, seeing abuse. That's what I tag. Raw beanie. I don't check. I don't like. Honest to God, I don't even know how to check my tags. Like if people tag me and stuff, maybe other y'all can see it. I don't ever check it. Um, what did Lily say there? It's being said she saw Sebastian was hit. Um, hmm, there's things, like I said, there's things that once there is an arrest, I plan on saying some things. Okay. And that's yes, in the face. Um, yes. Hmm. Yep. Okay. So if Nina told that to Trevor Lee, then yeah. Yep. Then I believe it. I absolutely believe it. From what I understand, allegedly there was constant screaming um at each other in that home. Edgar screaming at KK, KK screaming at Edgar, them screaming at Sebastian. Now, I understand nobody is perfect. Uh, there's times when we all raise our voice. None of us, I think we all raise our voice at times. Um, but I think it's when it's constantly. Could you play it? I couldn't find it. Couldn't find what, Lori? Yes. Um, there's mm, there's things. There's things. Um, for someone to have been married 5 times and put so many through so much because of their decisions, that's really bad. Okay, what's this? Oh, that's funny. Look at this. Someone just sent me this. This is hilarious. We'll have to download this
Terry! Terry! Terry!
one. That's so funny. on Julie's live today. She was hoping Seth would watch it and go. I'm sure. Uh, I'm sure all of that stuff has been taken care of, Julie. I'm sure that. Yes, it's coming up, isn't it? When is it coming up? Whispering. Um, it was. It was like sounded like it had like a real like raspy smoker voice. Jerry. Um, big overs. Yeah. Uh, but yeah, I really think that it's going to. I mean, just the things like there's things that I can't say because if I said it, um, said people would know who it came from. And so I can't at this moment to protect those who, uh, whether it's, a former roommate or someone that he's been in the military with in the past. There's a lot. There's a lot. Uh, so anyway, why not have him go to his father's? That's the thing. That's the thing. I feel like it was just one of those situations where when things are just stressing and one sec. Um, what was I saying? Oh, uh, I think it was one of those things whenever you like things are really stressful and things have been happening and it's just a layer and another layer and another layer keeps happening and all the stars are aligned. Uh, people get out. Uh, I don't know. I think people just they snap, for lack of a better word, they snap. Um, and I think it's been one of those things of, oh my God, I have been like trying to fight for my daughter for 6 years. I have been through countless uh, classes, anger management classes, all of this, lawyers, court dates, the bickering, all of this. And then there is, Sebastian's speaking about what he is dealing with inside his home. And I think it was, December, CPS allegedly, January, CPS allegedly. And then on top of that, you're allegedly fighting with your wife, ready to get a divorce. allegedly an ultimatum, and it was stressful in that house, and then someone snapped. That's what I feel. Um, but I mean, a lot of people thinks premeditated. I don't know, to be honest with you. Uh, could be, could be. It's definitely criminal. It's definitely criminal. That is for sure. Text you from at night. Okay. Okay. Just making sure it wasn't like nothing Hong post, anything like that. Sometimes he gets a little out there. Miss Vu, thank you so much for your first month, my dear. Really do appreciate you. Much love to you, my dear. Cute little kitty. Thank you so much. YouTuber 84. Listen, 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 Linda. Listen, Linda. 84 here today, but I'll keep that to myself. Little Miss YouTuber says. Good for you. Do you have a spare bedroom? Asking for a friend? Thank you, YouTuber. Thank you, my love. Good to see you. Uh, Shoto Kiki, thank you, my did I say I always give me the sound spelling. I just want to make sure I'm saying it right. I hate disrespecting people like with their names and stuff like that. So I apologize. Thank you, Justin, for keeping Sebastian's name out there. Thank you, my love. Really do appreciate you. And thank you for being a member. And thank you for being here. Thank you all for being here. I really do appreciate it. Um, I possibly I think possibly could have been partially premeditated. They had a plan initially to take him somewhere, but it didn't go to plan because he didn't want to go and someone snapped and hurt. Uh, I think you could be absolutely right. I think that is very possible. Very possible. Um, I think they closed, or when did they close on their house? In Was it August or something of, what was it, 2022? And by December he's filing for full custody, or maybe even before that. Yeah, I think it was December. Full custody. And I just feel like Edgar had this all planned in his head, the way that he how you have things, sometimes you have things set up a certain way in your head about how things are going to go, and it never goes that way. uh or rarely, things, it's life. So I just wonder, if Justin, if you're the friend you're asking for Remy, I have a spare room for her. Thank you, Bev. Thank you, honey. He filed June or July. Okay. So it was right after he got the house, right? I mean, literally, like, right after. Um, Before. Okay. So, if I just kinda feel like that is something that was in his head or something. I've got my phone line open if anybody wants to call in, fine. I'd love to hear from you, Justin. But what was the long range plan if he included sending Sebastian to center? They couldn't just say he showed up later because he'd spill the beans. This is why I think behavioral center. What I'm trying to see what you're saying here, Justin. But what was the long range plan if he included sending Sebastian to the center? That couldn't just say he showed up later because he's spilled the bean. That's why I think behavioral center. Uh, are you saying like what's the long term plan if they send him to a behavioral center? I think the long term plan was we'll send him to a behavioral center. Uh, you know, we'll have him on holidays and we'll switch it with Seth. You know what I mean? Um, I know it was originally said that like Faith and Sebastian had like never been around each other, but that's not true. Um, oh Betty, it'll come. It'll come. In my opinion, even though Sebastian was set to go to Seth after last CPS visit, CP knew he couldn't risk Sebastian fully expose the abuse to Seth, as it would have affected him access to Faith. Well, I mean, this is the thing. Was this going to affect, if you're trying to get custody of your child, but you have 5 CPS cases that the teachers have or the school has turned in because they feel that, they got to report this, would that affect him getting his daughter? Um, Now I can 100% tell you without a shadow of a doubt uh, that Sebastian was not, and I repeat, not going to testify any sort of interviews or anything that when it came to um, custody, he was not. I knew that 100%. And I know like Laura Lodge, he originally, that was one of his probably his biggest that he used to say was, I thought Sebastian might be going to testify. He wasn't. He just wasn't. Um, so but I do, in my opinion, I do think Edgar was not supposed to be around Sebastian. Hey, Irony, be careful, honey. Um, so I think that's one of the main reasons why Edgar will not say when he was home during the month, right? Why else is there, right? Why else would he not say? I mean, I don't there's just not I mean, there's just not another reason that I can think of. Hey, Britt, KW, Sarah, Jude. Eileen, Trishy. Hello, everyone. I think that they wasted a really good opportunity on that panel to ask him. Uh, Hello, mini Panthers.
Hi, Justin. How you doing?
How you doing? How you doing?
Yeah.
How you doing?
Listen, I just have a quick comment. I was also on that same mindset of he was possibly going to be testifying.
Right.
But when you now have debunked that with 100%, I believe you because you're very credible. My thoughts now is the motive could still possibly be, in my opinion, that last CPS report was still open and they were going to have to do something to have some sort of a resolution, probably investigate it further and then make some sort of a recommendation. I'm thinking, Child Protective Service. And I have a feeling he could not risk Sebastian speaking to anybody through Child Protective Services because that would definitely impact any of his chances of getting his daughter, in my opinion.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And that enough right there is motive. And when you say they bought the house and just about immediately filed for custody, allegedly, I have a feeling that since we all know that Mommy Stink Socks wanted that child so bad she tried to abduct her one time before, I have a feeling Mommy set them up in a very nice home, thinking the court system would see the home, see the niceness, the newness, the great neighborhood, probably fantastic school systems. And I'm sure Nina's most likely not in that same type of a situation, possibly. So I think Mommy helped our sweet boy get that house with the intentions of immediately filing for that custody. And when this fifth report came out, he knew there was never going to be a chance he was going to get custody if that case got fully investigated and had a result or a resolution, because he might, in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, I don't think he was allowed to even be in the house. And if they had gone that far that they had asked him to leave, it was definitely going to have some sort of a resolution that was going to have to, come to a head and be resolved through that court system or protective system.
Well, it could have been, I think there was an ultimatum, which is what we have heard. Just my opinion. And one of my theories, which is not a fact, but if there was an ultimatum, and let's say after that 30 days, there had to be a resolution, meaning if let's say
report filed.
Let's say if Sebastian said, yeah, things have been great now that he's out, then that could have been the ultimatum. It's him or me. And that decision was made.
Absolutely. I think it was definitely a decision was made. I'm going to just say, in my opinion only, and this has nothing to reflect on you, I still feel that he was being forced to sleep in that garage. And I still think that dent in the door needs to be answered. I mean, it really does. And I was also thinking, because you said that we had neighbor confirmation that his bedroom light did not come on at 6 a.m. Well, maybe because she didn't go to the bedroom. Well, obviously she didn't go to the bedroom if he was already gone, in my opinion. But maybe she was going to the garage. Maybe that's where she was used to seeing him or getting him from. I think, honestly, he was forced to sleep in that garage as punishment. I truly, truly do. And
perhaps at times, maybe. I don't think it was a nightly thing.
I think it was when somebody was home, in my opinion.
Mm. Mm.
I think it was when somebody was home because he didn't like the odor. Well, if you don't like the odor of piss, why don't you walk your damn dogs? Excuse my language. Or take them out in their backyard.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm sorry, but the pee pads are going to smell just as bad as a dog. You know, the dog's pee pads are going to smell just as bad.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion. I mean, I don't get it. These two. It just, my heart breaks for Sebastian because I don't think he felt very loved in that home at all.
I will say, let me see if I can find it. I spoke on this today.
Hey, you're not sharing. What are you chewing on?
Gum.
Okay.
Now, after,
what was it you spoke on today?
because, well, I was looking at a source here. The Faith was there in December, right?
I didn't know she was for sure, but I guess
No,
kind of coming out.
December of 23.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Sebastian went missing less than 90 days later.
Yes.
Closer to 60,
Conveniently
probably.
right before a court case.
A week.
And a resolution of the child protective, allegedly. You have a couple big things that were coming to resolution.
Mm-hmm. So,
and there's a thing
after Faith left and Sebastian went missing, he got that mattress in the garage. Someone brought him the mattress, right? Which I don't understand. Why get her this new bedroom suit after she leaves?
Right.
Now, he
that came out.
He allegedly texted her and said he got her a whole new bedroom suit.
That's what I heard today. Yes.
Where did you hear that?
That was him trying to buy her, I think. Trying to say, oh, look, Daddy's getting you everything you want. And, you know, I'm sure that she was very spoiled. I heard allegedly they got her a puppy. I mean, I think they were doing everything they could to sell her on living with them.
Oh, absolutely. Mm-hmm.
And they were trying to buy her, you know, and buy her affection, in my opinion.
But they were.
And there's a comment.
He was being a Disneyland dad.
Absolutely. And there was a comment that KP made that really bothers me, and that's why I still kind of lean towards something happened in that garage that night, and I do believe the garage was used, like I said, I do believe he was forced to sleep there. Maybe not all the time, but I do believe it happened. But when she made the comment, he came in from, you don't come in from your room. You come in from outside.
Mm-hmm. Where was that? What?
In that?
He came in?
I don't remember. He came in to get snacks, or he came in, something about he came in to get snacks, which I also thought was funny because they had him on food control, and he was so thin, they didn't need to be doing that.
Yeah. Well, you know, allegedly KK had to buy the, you know, a lot of the food, allegedly.
Right. Well, ask Mohawk, because I'm sure she probably know which one he came in to get snacks. You don't come in to get snacks. You come, you know, he came from his room. You don't come in. That's just very weird if he was in the house to say it that way. And I just don't think that's a natural flow of speak.
Right.
But, I mean, I could be overpicking it. I don't know. It sets weird with me. And in my opinion, I'm still going to say what I've said from the very beginning. I think it was very premeditated. very well planned. I think there were trial runs. I definitely think there's more people involved than a lot of people believe. That's just my opinions.
I mean, what would the thing that I don't understand, Edgar, like Faith, she was raised with her mother and her siblings, right? Like Faith has really barely knows Edgar. You know
right,
what
and
I mean?
And that family and her siblings, she'd rather be poor or live in a trailer than live as an only child over at,
Yeah.
the other home, in my
I mean,
opinion.
why does he, I mean, why would he, how would he think taking her, getting full custody of her, and her being like the only child with Edgar and KK, is that better for her?
Because he doesn't have any empathy, so he cannot put himself in his child's shoes, the sibling's shoes, the ex-wife's shoes. All he's thinking about is himself. It's lack of empathy, 100%. He doesn't care about what anybody else feels or thinks. And that's your typical sociopath narcissist. And I'm not just throwing those words around lightly. And I know a lot of people think Katie is a battered woman and is scared of him. But in my opinion, I think she gives it to him just as good as he gives it to her.
She does, in my opinion. And I've been told.
And honestly, as a mother who there was domestic violence between myself and my ex.
Mm-hmm.
But when I found out he was putting his hands on my oldest son and screaming at him, I walked in on him saying, "You're effing just like your effing mother." And then I found this is hard to say. I had a strong feeling he was being SA'd. And I, young, under the age of 10.
Mm-hmm.
And when the control of his telling me he was going to help if I left him and this and that, it got to the point where I told him, "Go ahead, I'll lend you the rope." Because, after years of that keeping me, I had him sign a paper stating he knew I was leaving the state. And that's when I put 1,700 miles between my children and him. And there was a lot of hands-on from him to me and a lot of mental pain. Right. And when I thought for sure, I could see that it was escalating towards the children. And it started after the oldest one got 9, and he started to get a mouth and a mind of his own and his own opinions. And he couldn't handle that. And he wanted to stomp everybody's thoughts and beliefs down, and he was going to rule that house, and we were going to shut up, and we were going to do what he wanted.
His way or no way.
Yeah, and when you're dealing with that with children, it's hard because you think, "Oh, well, that's their father." And I'm going to be honest, as a woman, you're scared to death to take that step out with kids.
Yeah.
Because you've never had to do that on your own. Yeah. But I put 1,700 miles between me and him, made him sign a paper stating that he knew exactly where I were taking the kids out of state, because I had a house rented in Florida. I had the cat, the TV for the kids, a few of their things in my vehicle, and that's what I left with. I left everything behind, everything, including a house that was paid off. And I don't regret any of it, because you know what? As a mother, you do what you have to do for your children.
Mm-hmm.
And my son now is 36, the one that was having the issues. And he's been in severe therapy for quite a while, and he finally admitted, yes, that did happen to him, which I knew as a mother, but I couldn't prove it. And he's just gotten to a point, and he's healthy finally. And
that's good. That's got to be
the sad thing of it is, you women that are staying and you know your children are being physically or verbally or mentally messed with by a man, even if it's their birth father, leave. You're causing so much damage. Break the generational damage, and let's,
yes,
be there for your children.
Amen.
And then I met a man who I was so lucky he adopted my sons. We got the piece of S to sign off, and I'm so grateful and lucky. Unfortunately, I'm a widow, but I owe my sons being good men to a good man. And if you're not going to put a good man in your sons' lives or your daughter's lives and show them the correct standards of treating other people in relationships, then you need to move on and find somebody that will be there.
It's hard to step out. I get that, but you also have to realize it's, could it be any worse than what you're living in right now? You know what I mean?
Well, and you're teaching your children that's okay to be treated that way or treat people that way.
Bingo.
And you're causing damage. They're going to need counseling, or they're always going to be generational of this. And it's the hardest thing ever. It is. But you know what? I didn't care, because all I knew was I had to get my kids to safety. And when everybody sits here and says she was so afraid of him and this and that, he was gone how much of the time working. If she wanted to move, she had plenty of time to pack up and move and not leave a forwarding address. And
exactly.
Get, things in place. Get into a gated community or a gated apartment, something. But in my mind and in my opinion, she did not love him as a mother should love her child.
Well, I've been told that they're very, very, they were very, very hyper critical. Like he could do the least little thing and they would, bitch.
Oh, I 100% believe that, because of the way they would talk about him when they first came on. They didn't even think there was anything wrong about the way they would talk and make fun of him.
I know. Hey, dear, I'm getting another call.
I mean,
but I'm
okay.
going to. Thank you, love. Bye-bye.
Call from.
Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. You're live. What's up?
Oh. Hi, Justin. I just joined your channel.
Thank you.
And this is my first time calling, and I'll make it quick.
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay. Well, I have just a couple questions, like thoughts.
Sure.
I didn't know what you thought, but the night that happened, I'm just wondering why they found it easier to go through the backyards with the lights and and all of that, instead of leaving through the garage. And I was also kind of wondering
what like you're saying, why didn't they just go out the garage rather than go through the yard?
Right, where her car was in the garage. If something happened in the house, I wonder if nothing would have been seen, whereas going to the yards with the flashlights.
No, because they wanted
attention.
In my opinion, they wanted it to seem like there was, like, if they went out, and this again, if they are involved, they would want it to seem like there was no activity coming from their home, right? Coming from their garage, all of that. I honestly don't think they, kind of thought that they were on camera, even where they were at, maybe.
Sure.
But I just think that they didn't want any activity, at least, because if you pull out of the garage in, at 3 o'clock in the morning, it's not illegal. You can do it 100 times if you want to, but
sure.
you're going to be questioned a lot more. It's less obvious.
That makes sense. And I guess my other question was, that night, I noticed that they, sometimes they say that they're almost there, and then
they don't have any leads. And last they said that they had two leads that Sebastian was alive, and then one that he might have been hurt. And I was just trying to think. I understand the motivation, or what do you call it? I understand why the mother might have done what she did because she didn't want to lose Chris. But I guess my question was, why not give him to Seth? In my opinion,
Right.
why would they have him hiding somewhere? I don't know.
Yeah. Now, see, I'm not of the belief, personally. I pray that I'm wrong, but I don't believe they have him hiding anywhere.
Sadly,
Yeah. And honestly, that's why I believe this is something that can't be undone, if you get my drift. Um,
yeah.
because, that's the question. Why not, uh, give him to Seth? And I think that uh, that's why I think someone snapped.
Okay.
You
I thought it.
you get what I mean? Because if someone just snaps, uh, then God forbid something happens, well, you can't fix it then. You can't send him anywhere. You can do the right thing and call, um, or you can do something really bad.
So you think that maybe if any others were involved, um, theirs was just to help after the fact, or in my opinion.
Right.
Why would they need so much help? I guess.
Mhm. um, well, I think it's time is of the essence, right? He had, again, and this is if this is just hypotheses we're speaking about, not fact. But you know, he had to be at school the next morning, and uh, there's only so much time. And let's say, for instance, you're not allowed at, around said child. Well, then, if you're not allowed around that child, but you was around that child and something happened, well,
Right.
your ass needs to be at work. But you've also, if you're not going to do the right thing, you've got to clean the mess that you've created up.
I understand what
And
you're
that
saying.
takes you know so
Right. Yeah,
just
I guess I just had a question for you, and I'll let someone else call. It, can they be arrested for what we hope it didn't happen? Can they be arrested without? I hope that isn't in here, but without him being found.
yes.
Okay.
Now, uh does the prosecutor want that? No, they don't. But if they can have enough circumstantial evidence uh, that, uh, let's say, for instance, let's say, for instance, a person was at a house and they wasn't supposed to be, and they did something, um, but earlier, uh, like this wasn't planned at all. Uh, well, they were at the house earlier that day, so they would have probably used their phones, right? Because they weren't planning to cover up anything at that point because you're not expecting what happens, a few hours in the future. Well, um, that's something authorities will get back and they'll say, well, you're saying that you wasn't at the house earlier that day. And you hadn't been home and you're saying you haven't been home since the first of whatever month, right? And something happens later that evening, uh, and you they'll have vehicle data. Uh, they'll they'll have pings of this vehicle pinging off different routers, all of that. Uh, all the new vehicles now has satellite. It sends data to the manufacturer, location services, all of that. Well, if you are seen, on the highway, it's a long highway from uh, Memphis or Mississippi to Hendersonville. Whether you're in the vehicle that they are expecting, or if they find out you were in another vehicle, they'll get the data off of that. And they're going to say, well, you're saying that you was, asleep at 3 o'clock in the morning or whatever at this place. But the evidence is showing, you drove here and you went over here. Uh, why was you at the house at 3 o'clock in the morning? And then, a child goes missing 2 hours and 45 minutes later, for instance. Um, so, they could have enough circumstantial evidence, uh, to get them.
Thank you. And I just want to say I have been watching your show um, and just praying that there's a happy ending and we never doubted for a moment that, dad wanted to do it.
Yeah.
So thank you for
Thank you, my dear. Bye bye. Yes, dear.
the audience breaking up.
That's what I just saw. I'm fixing it. Okay. Yeah, that's what they said. The audio was bad. Am I better now? Are we good now? I need to thank Jules. Thank you so much for here. Nina, thank you so very much, my love. Really do appreciate you very much, my love. And thank you, Jules, for gifting a pearl necklace. To receive that pearl necklace, make sure you thank our beloved Jules. But on here, it's the internet router, uh, any your phone can hit the router, uh, a PC, a car, um, anything with uh, a Wi-Fi capability, or in some cases Bluetooth. Do you think there is an intact? That's a I don't like to think about that, to be honest with you. Um, Oh, good luck tomorrow, R. Taylor. Good luck. Um, so yeah, it's crazy. Someone was trying to call just a second ago. If they wanna call, they're welcome to call. Did y'all see about police announced that two teen girls are in custody charged with a violent death of a 13-year-old? What is it? Authorities aim to get them both charged. Two teens unalived this child. Is it still cutting out? Am I still cutting out? Listen to this. This is crazy.
All right, good evening. The purpose for this press conference is to discuss the most recent developments regarding the murder of 13-year-old Kanaya Baker. We're joined by our city manager, Ms. Teresa Wilson, City Councilman Ed McDowell, Councilman Tyler Bailey, Chief Aubrey Jenkins, Richland County Coroner Nada Rutherford, and our Fifth Circuit Solicitor Byron Gibson.
This is crazy.
Brutal, heinous, vicious, gruesome, monstrous, and disturbing. These are the words I use to describe this murder investigation.
It's like nobody's
On
heard about it.
Wednesday night at about 10:30 p.m., the Columbia Richland Fire Department responded to a reported structure fire at 114 Cardamon Court. That's in Capitol Heights neighborhood off of Farrer Road. That neighborhood consists of 102 residences, of which 30 are occupied. The location of the fire was in one of the 72 unoccupied units on the property. The fire department arrived to find smoke coming from inside the residence, and they made entry and soon located the deceased person on the floor inside. At that point, they contacted the police department, and of course, we responded to the scene. Upon our arrival, we determined that the deceased was a female, and she had suffered traumatic injuries to her face and body and had been severely burned. Ms. Rutherford will speak to the extent of the injuries and why I described this crime as heinous, vicious, and monstrous. The crime scene investigators worked with the Columbia Fire Department investigators, as well as SLED arson investigators, and they spent hours inside the residence along with our crime scene investigators. For the rest of the night, it was over an 8-hour process to complete the investigation inside the house. Our officers documented the important trace evidence and blood evidence in the house. And of course, our fire subject matter experts worked to determine the origin and cause of the fire. The next day, investigators met with the Richland County Sheriff's Department. The reason we did this is there was no identification found on the body or any evidence inside the residence that would help us identify the victim. In our meeting with the Sheriff's Department, we learned that they had recently taken up an investigation of a missing juvenile. We learned that juvenile was similar in size and age to our victim, so we thought that there was a possibility that they could be connected. We worked with the Richland County Sheriff's Department's DNA lab and the coroner's office to ultimately determine that our victim was in fact their missing juvenile. And I'll invite the coroner to elaborate on that identification further in just a minute. We're very appreciative of the assistance that we received on the scene by our Columbia Fire Department, our SLED arson investigators, and the coroner's office. This has been a extremely difficult case to work. I've watched our investigators work literally nonstop since Wednesday, and I really mean nonstop, day and night. They have conducted themselves in just the utmost professional way in very difficult circumstances. Let me talk about our two suspects. Overnight, we've arrested two people. Our first suspect is a 16-year-old female. Her last known address was in Columbia. She was reported missing by her mom on January 12th. She has a history of disorderly conduct, malicious injury, throwing bodily fluids. She was wanted by the Department of Juvenile Justice for cutting off her ankle monitor around January 12th. She was last enrolled in a local high school in January of 2024, and she's currently listed as dropped out, and she is a frequent runaway. Our second suspect is a 15-year-old female. Her last known address is also in Columbia. She also was enrolled in a local high school as of last December. She is currently listed as dropped out, and she also is a frequent runaway. Our victim was originally from Sumter, South Carolina. She was most recently in foster care here in Columbia, Richland.
That's off her ankle
and was
monitor.
reported missing on January 12th. She also has a history of running away. I'll ask the coroner now to give us some information on exactly what the cause of death was and anything that you might want to add.
Identifying a minor can be difficult. They don't have a DMV profile. They usually don't have fingerprints on file. And so we start with the basics. We look at missing teens, and Richland County Sheriff's Department contacted us with a possible description of a young girl who had gone missing. Unfortunately, the description that they were giving to us did not match what we had in front of us. And unfortunately, the description provided of Kanaya Baker was so different, in fact, that even the pictures that they sent of her just did not seem to match up. Due to severe trauma to her head, face, and body, visual identification just was not possible. And so we had to turn to science. We contacted Sheriff Leon Lott and asked him to please run DNA from dirty clothing found at the foster home that her foster mom brought to us. We used that clothing to extract DNA, and they were able to run that. We also simultaneously obtained dental records so that we could match the dentals from her last appointment. We were able to confirm that the young girl found in the burning house on Cardamom Court was that of missing teen Kanaya Baker. The manner of death is not an accident, and this is not a suicide. This is a horrible homicide. Her cause of death is blunt force trauma. And I want to address some rumors that I've seen online and from several media outlets who have called. She was not pregnant that we could visually see at autopsy. We're still waiting on slides, but at this time, we do not have a confirmation that she was pregnant at the time of her death. Kanaya was bludgeoned, stabbed, and burned. We will continue to collaborate with law enforcement to bring justice to her and her family. And I just would like to say this. Dr. Bill Stevens and Ashley Berganios, our child fatality director, along with the Columbia Police Department and the Richland County Sheriff's Department, we've been up for days working this case and trying to find answers for this family. No parent should have to bury a child. I'll answer questions after Chief is finished if you guys would like.
Thank you very much. I'd now like to ask our solicitor to provide some information regarding the charges against both of our suspects. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. This has been a study of collaborative investigation. So, of course, through the Columbia Police Department, the Fire Department, through SLED, through Richland County Coroner's Office, and the Sheriff's Department, that investigation has led us here today. And so it's with their hard work that we're here today, able to be in a position to tell you about how we expect to pursue justice in this matter. The two juveniles have been charged with murder, And it's our expectation, as you know, these are ongoing investigations. So there's information, as the coroner just told us, that we're still waiting on. But based on what we've seen at this point, it was brutal. It was heinous. It was all of those words the chief used. And we expect, after the review of this information, to petition the family court to prosecute these juveniles as adults because of the heinous nature of what happened. So at this juncture, it's not proper for me to go into details about what the prosecution will look like, but we will be continuing to assist in any way possible. And as that information becomes more readily available, we're prepared to proceed as we need to proceed. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate him speaking to that level of collaboration. Our violent crime unit, our police advisor, the solicitor's office, they have conferred throughout this, and that's how we arrived at where we are today. And I think it's also what makes us successful months and years down the road when we go to court and again seek justice for Kanaya Baker. Ms. Wilson, do you have anything you want to say? No. Okay. We don't do these a lot, but it seems like the common theme as we stand up here in the times that we do is we talk about just the senseless violence that we see most often involving our young people and young adults. We can't even call the situation young adults, but everybody up here are parents, and this is gut wrenching. I watched and have watched how this has impacted our investigators, and I've also been moved by how they've maintained throughout this investigation. And, when you talk to people that have been involved in committing heinous crimes like this, you're looking to seek answers and read their reactions, but sometimes it's when there's no reaction is what's most troubling. And I don't know, where we're at as a society or community, but this shocks the conscience to me. And, I hope as things move forward and, more details, come out and we're able to talk about it more, that we've got some work to do with our system. We've got some work to do with our young people. There's too much despair, and we've got to change that. And I know that we've got the right people to do that. And I hope we're able to do it soon. We'll take a few questions. It will be limited on what we can answer, but I'm glad to answer a few questions.
You had mentioned that the two suspects were it was DJJ or DSS, you said?
One suspect was wanted by DJJ, had previously been in their custody, was currently wearing an ankle monitor. She had removed her ankle monitor, and so they had issued a pickup order for her to be returned to DJJ. The other suspect was not in DJJ custody or DSS custody, but was a frequent runaway.
Do you know if Baker was ever in their custody, in DSS or DJJ's custody?
That's not something that we are prepared to discuss this evening. But again, it is, certainly fair to say that she had been a previous runaway.
And do you know if any additional arrests are going to be made?
We don't know if any additional arrests are pending. We do know that we have the two people that are responsible for the death of Miss Baker.
All right, y'all. Guys, I hate to cut it short, but I have to go do something. I want to thank you, Jen. Thank you so very much, my dear. Really do appreciate you, Alicia. Thank you so much. So glad you made it home. I'm going to try to come back here in 30 minutes with Remy Pearl on Remy Pearl's channel. I just need to do something shortly, and I'm going to do my best to come back in about 30 minutes, maybe 45. I love you all. Thank you all so very, very much. Really do appreciate you. Okay. Thank you, my dear. Thank you. I love you all. I appreciate you. I'll see you guys here in a little bit. Love, loves, loves. Bye bye.